Hi, everybody. My name is Tara Ledoux, and I'm a social media coach for spiritual entrepreneurs. And Carissa asked me to be a part of the University of Wellness training program on social media. I'm going to offer a quick training. Normally, we do this live, but I heard that a few of you couldn't make it. So it's just going to be me kind of teaching and not being able to answer a lot of questions, but I think that's okay. So, first, I just want to start off with social media. So I firmly believe that social media should be fun. If you're not having fun doing it, then you probably need to rethink your strategy. And for me, it was important to figure out what was fun for me. And what's fun for me is making the memes, like the little quote boxes or the pictures of the angel cards and whatever. That is my favorite part of it. I don't enjoy coming up with hashtags. I don't enjoy like scrolling through my newsfeed. So I've made a lot of adjustments to that in the past, and recently in the last year, where I'm not doing a whole lot of that. I'm just kind of posting, doing what I love, and kind of walking away from the expectations of having a lot of likes and a lot of followers. You may think that's a crazy strategy for a social media coach, but I did do all the work to build my platform. It took me 2.5 years to grow it authentically, to get up to, I think I'm at like close to 14,000 followers. And now I'm just kind of like phasing out of that a little bit because I'm happy with where I'm at. But I definitely think if you're going to grow, if you really want to grow your platform, you do have to put in the work, but find the joy in it. Find out what makes it fun for you. Also, what's been fun for me is meeting a bunch of really cool, like-minded people. I've become friends with a lot of people that I've met on social media. We've actually met in person and become really good friends. So there's a lot of great things that I love about it. There's a lot of things that I don't enjoy about it. So you got to find what moves you with it. So I'm just going to give you some statistics on social media. So the average engagement on Instagram is 3%. And how that 3% comes up is if you take the number of followers that you have with the number of likes that you have, that is your engagement percentage. Excuse me, I'm going to turn off my notifications on this so you guys don't hear beeping. Is your engagement percentage. So 3% is kind of the average. And I think that percentage is a little outdated because it's from 2016. I think that percentage is probably a little bit lower at this point, just because with the Instagram algorithm, not everyone is seeing your posts anymore. So that means that 3% of your followers will like your posts. Facebook and Twitter are even less. So please don't get discouraged, basically. I used to get really upset and discouraged by it, and now I'm just kind of like, whatever. My new strategy is now is if I post something, I walk away and I don't keep checking back to see how much likes it got or comments it got. I just kind of wait until the next day to take a look at it. So here's some general tips on all platforms. You want to use the same picture as your profile picture on all the platforms. That way it's really easy for people to recognize you. Like if they're on Twitter, like, oh yeah, I recognize Tara, I recognize her picture. You want to try to keep the picture the same, and you want to have it be of your face. Like something like this size, not like really far away or whatever, something of your face so people can really, get a feel of your energy. Whether people believe they can read auras or not, they totally do. So okay. Let me see. Okay, and then the cover photo that's on the back of your Facebook business profile, I usually grab that from my website and I use the same cover photo on Twitter. Instagram doesn't have cover photos. And then you want to try to have the same name on each platform. That could be difficult because Twitter doesn't allow you to have a long, lengthy name. Like, so some people have really long names on Instagram, but they can't get that name on Twitter. That happened to me when I first started out. I was Serenity of the Angels, and I couldn't get Serenity of the Angels on Twitter. So I was like Serenity Angels, which is really disappointing. I also can't get Tara Ledoux on Facebook Business because somebody else already has that name as their business page at some kind of salon somewhere. So keep that in mind. Of what you, sorry, I'm getting all these texts, of what your name, what you want it to be, basically. You make sure that if you find it on Instagram, try to find it on Twitter if you choose to use that platform, and also see if you can get it on Facebook. You always want to check into a location when you post because it creates a higher engagement. And then tagging people in your caption also creates a higher engagement. So if you're going to post a angel card from Kyle Gray, then you want to say angel card from @KyleGrayUK. Also, you want to figure out what the best time zones are to post and where your followers are from, and you can use that by using the engagement insights on Instagram and Facebook. So let me share my screen with you. so you can see where I mean. I don't know if you guys are seeing it. It doesn't look like it's sharing. Bring your shared window to the front. Hang on, let me find where we're at here. Okay, so share. There we go. Sometimes that's a little tricky. Okay. So where you can find your insights, to see where it says Awareness Center Yoga, and then right at the three lines there with the number 1 on the top right corner. If you click that and choose Insights, then you'll be able to see where your audience is coming from, what days they're online. If you click Audience, you can see what cities they're from. So with this particular account, which is a client of mine, I mean, I need to be posting in the West Coast time zones because that's when our followers are online. You can see their age range. It's 77% women, 23% men. These are really good insights to know. This lets me know what time my followers are online. So make sure you take a look at your insights for sure, so you know what are the best time zones for you to post. So next we're going to talk about Instagram. So for Instagram, by the end of 2017, which is already passed, they say that 70% of businesses will be on Instagram. Brands post about 5 times a week on Instagram, and posting with one hashtag gains about 12.6 more engagement per post. So you got to figure out how many times a day you want to post. When I was building my platform, I was posting like twice a day, which I think was a little extreme. And then I backed down to once a day. Then I backed down to 5 times, or once a day. And then I backed down to 5 times a week. And now I'm just posting 3 times a week based off of what were the best days for me to post, because I'm just, trying to phase out of being online so much and being on my screen so much. So you definitely want to switch to a business account. When you switch to the business account, then you can see those engagement insights. If you have a personal account, you cannot see those engagement insights. Also, when you have a business account, once you hit 10,000 followers, and you're able to put links in your Instagram stories, like how you see people where it says swipe up to learn more, you're able to do that when you have 10,000 followers. So for hashtags, let's go back to the bio. So the bio is super important. Go to my account. You want to have it nice and clean. So you can see here that I have it very clean with bullet points of what I am, super quick. I'll probably be cleaning it up a little bit and even removing one line so it's nice, short, and sweet, and to the point so people know what I'm doing. Having all these lengthy paragraphs of stuff that people don't really understand. Like, a lot of people get really creative with their life coach bios, and nobody really knows what they mean. So I think it's important to be very direct with that. Also, the part where I have Prem Savitri Kaur, that is a searchable field in Instagram along with your username. So there's no need to have that be the same. A lot of people will have their username be @TaraLaDue, and then underneath their picture, they also have @TaraLaDue. And when you hit edit profile, you can see where those things can be changed. I'm going to fix this because I noticed there's an extra, there's not an extra space there. Okay. So that's where you change it. And then also this little Linktree link there is a really cool app to use. It allows you to put multiple links of where you want to send people. So if people tap my Linktree link, there's a couple options there. Where to buy Came to Believe, my spiritual memoir, how to book an angel card reading, to read my blog, and then also to get $4 off my social media guidebook. If you guys are interested in the social media guidebook, which basically is like a 30-page book of all of my tips and tricks of Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, you can get $4 off when you use the code MIRACLES, and Carissa will send that out to you. And then also here, if you, the bottom ones, you can sign up for some free social media tips, which I'm kind of giving you some of them today. I am doing some social media coaching. I'll be phasing out of that soon, but if you're interested in booking an hour session with me, I'm doing those in September only, and then I'm no longer doing coaching anymore. So if that's something that you want, I would hurry up and get that deal. It's usually $100 an hour for coaching. But for you guys, I'm happy to do it for $85 an hour. So if you're interested in that, you want to send me an email as soon as you can at tara@taraledoux.com before I no longer do coaching anymore. And that will happen beginning of October. So that is the Linktree link. So your bio can only be 150 characters. So just make sure that you have exactly what you want in there. Okay, so for hashtags, you can use 30 hashtags in a post. That's a lot of hashtags to put in the caption. So I do break it up a little bit on my post. So I'll show you this one here. If you notice, you only see 3 hashtags at the top. And I was trying to use hashtags. You want to try to use hashtags that are really strong hashtags. And by strong hashtags, I mean, so for you guys, you should be using hashtags between like 15,000 and maybe 400,000. You don't want to use anything more than that. Like if you use hashtag love, it's been used 5 million times, your post is just going to get lost in that hashtag search and no one's really going to find it. So you want to use hashtags that have been used maybe 15,000 to 400,000 times. But in your caption, you want to put the ones that have been used in the higher amount, like around the 400,000 times, the first few hashtags, because if you're going to share directly to Facebook, you want to have those stronger hashtags go over to Facebook because Facebook doesn't use hashtags as much as Instagram. So you can see here that I have 21 comments and a lot of stuff gets buried. So what I do is I go ahead and post, I do my caption with 3 hashtags. I do formulate all of the hashtags in the main caption and then I select and cut out like maybe 25 of them and only leave 5 in. And then I will comment an emoji, and then put in the rest of the hashtags. You can see now that my strategy isn't using 30 hashtags anymore. I'm kind of like fine with not using a lot of hashtags. I'm not so concerned about my engagement anymore. So I'm using the less is more approach with hashtags. So you can see there that they're buried. And the reason why they're buried is because I cut them out, commented an emoji, and put the rest of the hashtags. And the reason why you want to do that is when people are scrolling through their news feed, they don't want to just see a bunch of hashtags in the caption. They just want to see, a quick caption of what the post is about. And that's another thing too about posts. You don't want to have this long caption where you're even having to continue it into comments. People are not going to read that. You have to keep it very short and sweet. Unless it's something totally important that you want to share, I would definitely put at the top, long post alert, but it's worth it. So that way people may go ahead and continue to read. So you can see here when you're posting, I'm just going to act like I'm posting this. When you're doing the hashtags, it'll tell you how many times it's been used. So this one's been used 645,000 times. Now that would be okay for me to use because I have a lot more followers. But if someone who has, less than 3,000 followers, you probably don't want to use a hashtag that's been used that much. Because what happens, so let's just, for fun, show you what happens when you search the love hashtag. So love has been used so many times. Let's just say lover has been used 8.7 million times. If you go to the recent, they're so fast. 6 seconds, 23 seconds ago, 28 seconds ago, no one's going to find your post. It's just going to get buried way down here, especially when you don't have a lot of followers. If you're somebody who has a lot of followers, then yeah, using those hashtags could be beneficial to you. Okay, so for followers and following, you want to try to keep those numbers close. So if you look at my bio here, my numbers aren't very close. So a lot of people don't follow me anymore because they can see that I don't follow people back. I actually just unfollowed like 600 people because I'm trying to get my news feed of people that I really know as I'm kind of phasing out of being on social media so much. So that's been my strategy. That's why my numbers don't match. And that's why I haven't really gotten a lot of followers. So if you're somebody who's growing your platform and you think it's really cool to have 3,000 followers, but only follow 10 people, that is not going to work for you. You want to make sure you keep those numbers even, at least up until you get to 2,000. And then you can kind of clean it up later. There's an app that you can use where you can unfollow your worst followers that aren't commenting or liking on your posts. I'll show you what that looks like. Sorry, I'm trying to go fast to get all of this stuff in. So it's the app there with the green and blue. If you click that, it's going to show you, this is my Kundalini account from Savitri Kaur. That'll go faster. This app is great because it'll tell you who aren't following you back, who's unfollowed you. And I would use this app when I was trying to grow my platform. So when I was going through hashtags trying to get people to follow me, then I would check this a week later to see if they followed me back. And I would check if I go into the are not following back. I'm okay with these people not following me back. That's fine with me. So I'm going to leave it alone. But you can also go to engagement and go to your worst followers, no comments or likes. That is how I cleaned up my list before when I was trying to, like, once I hit 2,000 followers and I was following 2,000 people, then I kind of unfollowed 500 people. And I know that would mean that I would probably lose 300 followers, but it didn't matter to me because they weren't supporting me anyway. And it opened up room for other people to follow me, if you get what I mean. Normally at this point, I would ask if anybody has any questions, but there's nobody here. So to try to get followers, there's a few ways. So you can go through your notifications. So this Emma Jo Fox liked my post. I can go click on her thing and look at her numbers. If you look at her numbers, it looks like she follows people back. Now, if I was trying to get followers, I would probably go ahead and like a few of her posts. And I would also comment too. So just liking a few posts and following someone isn't really enough anymore to get them to follow you back. You have to be engaging, but also with integrity. So you don't want to say, nice post, great feed. You know, you want to say something about what they actually posted about. And when you like them all and comment, then you would want to go ahead and follow them. I'm not going to follow her because I'm okay not following her, basically. So then you would follow her, and then you would check that app a week later to see if she followed you back. So that's one way to try to get followers. Another way is, so this post, I posted a Winnie the Pooh quote. So maybe I would want to search the Winnie the Pooh hashtag. And the thing about this hashtag, I know it's 1.6 million posts, but that was what my post was about. You would want to go ahead and see how it has top and recent. You would want to choose recent, and then just start going down the line here. And when you're doing this, hopefully it brings these people back to your post, and they're like, oh, she posted about Winnie the Pooh too, great. And they might like it and comment, and they may even follow you. But if you want to get these people to follow you back, you want to go ahead and click on their profile. Like I said, look at her numbers there. Does it look like she follows anybody back? No. So I probably wouldn't waste your time trying to get her to follow you. And we can move on to the next person. This person looks like they follow people back. So I would go ahead and go through and like a bunch of their posts, which I'm not going to, and then go ahead and follow them and also comment on one of their posts. And you just want to keep going through the line here. Look at this guy. He probably, or Cinda, she follows people back. I would probably go ahead and take the time and comment and follow, and then see if she likes me back. So I know it's a game. It's totally necessary to try to get followers. I do not recommend buying any followers or buying likes, guys. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. I mean, why you wind up buying a bunch of fake followers who aren't going to engage with your post anyway. So it does take work. So figure out how much time you're willing to put in. Like in the beginning, I was putting in a lot of time because I was out of work. I was having more surgeries. I also just had a surgery. And I would spend probably 2-3 hours a day. Then I slowed it down. I was spending an hour a day. Then I was spending 30 minutes, and now I don't do it at all anymore. So that's kind of how you want to try to get followers. Let's see here. And then the last thing for Instagram is you want to make sure that you're using Instagram stories and you're using Instagram Live. It's so important, guys, to be able to get more reach. Instagram stories right now is not being affected by the algorithm. So if you're not using it, you want to start. A good number to start out with, if you haven't using it all, is maybe 1 story a day. They only last 24 hours. Then you can maybe increase it 2 hours. And what I usually post in Instagram stories is things that I wouldn't really want to have in my newsfeed. So like a lot of pictures of my dog, flowers, that sort of thing. But I also do a little bit of selling as well inside of it. So that is Instagram. Like I said, we don't have a lot of time here for, I'm just kind of giving quick tips on each platform. So next we're going to talk about Facebook. Okay, so let me share my desktop. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Facebook and I see my thing just going crazy here. So let me just go to my page. So on Facebook, 42% of marketers report that Facebook is critical to their business. In 2016, 1.18 billion people log into Facebook a day. So the top 5 Facebook tips. Let me go to my page. It's like slow. There we go. So you don't want to use links in your Facebook post unless you're going to boost and pay for the post. The reason why is when you hit links in your post, and Facebook is like, oh, she's trying to sell something. We want her to pay for an ad. So what I usually do is just say see below, and I'll put the link in a comment. Also, less hashtags on Facebook. You only want to use 5. That's why I mentioned using 3 to 5 in your Instagram post. And if you're sharing directly to Facebook, then you don't have to worry about it. Again, you can't share directly to Facebook from your to your Facebook business page unless you have an Instagram business account. So keep that in mind. Instagram will not even let you switch to a business account unless you have a Facebook business page. You can also invite people who have invite people to like your page who's liked some of your posts. So let me just show you, for example. So if I click here on this post, you see it got 12 likes. If I click on here, it'll give me the option to invite them to like my page if they've liked my post. And so I've already done that here. This is a really good tip to know. So this one got 15 likes. So I've already invited those people. You can also invite people to like your page right here where it says invite friends. This will allow you to invite your personal friends to like the page. Most of these people here, I haven't had them like it on purpose because I don't think that they're really into, woo-woo stuff. But I will go ahead and have a few of these people like it. And then once you have them like it or select them to like your page, then you want to go up and write maybe a personal note here. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it at what it's at, and I'm going to hit send invitation. So that's another way to get people to like your page. Also, a really big thing to do is to create shops on Facebook. So you'll see on your page somewhere around here, like how to create a shop. There'll be an invitation, or if you go to your settings, you have to make sure that your page is set up to the template of shopping to add a shop. So let me go back to the page. And basically, the great thing about adding a shop is you see my shop here. I've tried to make it cohesive with the same background. This is also the same background that's in my Instagram stories highlights to keep the branding the same. So I've created these shops, and just to show you, I'll hit edit here, and it'll tell you what you're booking, where to check out, and what you're getting, and then it's posted. The great thing about this is so you don't have to put links in your posts. Once you post the post, so if you're sharing from Instagram to Facebook, unfortunately, then you have to go back into Facebook from your computer, not from your phone. You would click on the image, and then you see here tag product. And then you can go in here and tag whatever product you want. You can see I've already tagged angel email card readings and the guidebook for spiritual entrepreneurs. So I've already tagged 2 items. And then what that looks like, you can see down here, products shown, social media guide, angel card readings. I'm going to show you what that looks like from the user end. The only person that I know who's really doing this is Gabby sometimes. That's why we're going to this page. So if you scroll down to her post, she didn't do it on this one. She didn't do it on that one, or that one, or this one. Maybe this is a bad example. She was. Oh, right here where it says click for details. So you can see products shown what she's posted. And if I hit click for details, it'll say products shown Judgment Detox. Then you would click Judgment Detox, and it would send you off probably to her Amazon affiliate link to buy the book. Does that make sense about shops? And then lastly, you want to go live on Facebook. I know everyone's afraid to go live. It's super important because when you go live, Facebook rewards you by showing your posts to everyone newsfeed. So it's, for me, like, I love going live because it really helps me with my public speaking skills. So like when you're speaking, you're staring at yourself in the camera and you're seeing your facial expressions and you're seeing how you're talking in public. And it really helps me with my public speaking skills. So I kind of look at it like that for practice. Usually what I do is I will go on and do angel card readings. As I'm shuffling the cards, then I will start selling whatever it is that I'm trying to sell, because I want people to get something for free. So I'll pull a card for you, but then also you need to listen to me, sell this, that, or whatever. And I only try to sell one thing at a time. And I honestly don't do that very often. I don't like to sell to people. I'd rather just like share and then hope that they contact me later. This is the cover photo that I was talking about here in Facebook. You can also have multiple things on there as well. So I've added a few items on there. And then there's this little about section over here where it says about Tara. You want to make sure you fill that in and put a good photo there. There's a lot of things that you can do. And you can also reorder these tabs. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to Twitter. Obviously, if you want to learn more about all this stuff, the best bet is to either buy the guidebook or try to book one of my last social media coaching sessions before I retire the coaching program. Okay, so let me share. Now we're going to move on to Twitter. Okay. So now we have Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter much lately, but Twitter is super easy. So 65.8% of businesses use Twitter. Tweets with images do much better than worded tweets. And then 77% of consumers have more confidence in a brand when their tweet about the brand has been replied to. And that's super important. So if somebody retweets you, it is so important to follow them back and then maybe go back to their page and retweet their pinned tweet. People don't really care. Like on Instagram, you know how people are like, oh no, I'm not going to share other people's posts or whatever because they don't want their news feed to, look not how they want it. Twitter, it doesn't matter. I always retweet people who retweet me to help them out. It's super important. So top 5 Twitter tips. You do not want to share from Instagram to Twitter, because what happens when you do that is it just shows up as a link that people don't usually click on to open. You always want to post separately. And so that's why I've been keeping my captions pretty short on Instagram. So it's really easy for me just to copy and paste. So if you look here at this post that I posted for the same card that I just showed you on Facebook, the caption's pretty short. It'll actually show you in a wheel if you've gone too many characters. And I usually throw in about 3 or 4 hashtags on Twitter. And then I post it. So also Instagram is going to show you suggested followers. So I'm going to click on this Diane Gray's profile. She actually is Kyle Gray's mom. So if you scroll down here, it's going to say who to follow. So Twitter is saying that these people are similar to what, like if Diane Gray is your audience, you probably want to go to her page and follow these suggested followers. I wouldn't recommend going to someone like Gabby Bernstein, because if you go to her page, which I'll show you, and look at her suggested followers, it's going to be people that are never going to follow me back, like Mind Body Green, WebMD, Men's Health. None of those people are going to follow me back, so why am I even wasting my time? So I usually try to go to people that are like me, like Kathy Anello. She's an author. She's an angel card reader, so probably her following is going to be similar to mine. So if I scroll down, I can just kind of go through here and follow some of them. You can see sometimes they're not the same, like this account down at the bottom. I don't know who that is. So usually if I'm not really thinking that they're giving me the same as mine, then I'll maybe go to another account. This is my Kundalini account. So I'll scroll down and then maybe try these people. And Twitter, if you follow people too fast, they will penalize you and you won't be able to use your Twitter account for a few days. So with this feature, you want to go pretty slow so they don't think that you're like a computer bot. So I go ahead and follow all these people. So that's one way of getting more followers. On Twitter, people aren't afraid to follow you back. If you follow them, pretty much 30% of them will follow you back. Also, to anyone who likes your tweets, go ahead and follow them. And then sometimes too, you can get put on a list. So if you go to lists, like this person added me to this list of affirmations. So I can go to members and I can go in here and go ahead. With the list though, I would probably not just go follow, because I've done that with lists and I've been locked out. With these, I would probably go to Jacqueline's page, like a few of her posts, and then follow her. And then you can see then that they'll even suggest more to you. And then I can probably go through and follow these, go back, oils for oldies, like a few of her stuff, follow. You don't necessarily have to retweet someone to get them to follow you back. And then I'll just keep following them like this. So when I was working on my Twitter account, I think really after about 6 months, I did get like 5,000 followers in 6 months by spending about 15 minutes a day doing that. There also is another app, which is the Blueface. If you buy my guidebook, all of these things are pictured in there. You can know exactly what you need to do. You can also go through this list and it'll let you unfollow everyone who didn't follow you back. So I usually give people like 3 or 4 days to check to see if they didn't follow me back. And then I go ahead and follow everyone who didn't follow me back, and then I'll kind of start over with the suggested followers. So that is Twitter in a nutshell. Obviously, there's way more tips for all these platforms that I can give, but I don't have the time to give you here today. But for sure, if you're interested in any coaching, now is the time. I will be doing coaching sessions through the end of September. Like I said, I would offer you guys $15 off, so it would just be $85. Or when you do the coaching with me, you will get a copy of my guidebook automatically with the fee, and you'll get into my private Facebook group where there's more tips and tricks on social media. But if you just want the guidebook, a simple, easy guidebook, it's $28. If you use the code MIRACLES, it'll be $4 off. You still get into the Facebook group. You just don't get one-on-one coaching with me. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for letting me be a part of your training. I will email all the stuff about the coaching to Carissa if you want to get in that last minute coaching, and hopefully I'll get to meet some of you soon. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day and good luck on your certification.